Hey gang, it's Bob Bannister coming at you from CGCM Rock Radio and Rock Is Not Dead Australia for another edition of Rock Talk. And again, before we get going, do us a favor, click that like, share, subscribe button, click the bell icon to stay up to date on all things Rock Talk, and drop us a comment. Maybe there's somebody you'd like us to catch up with, and we'll try our best to do just that. Now, in this edition of Rock Talk, we are catching up with the last band that we've needed to talk to for a little while, actually, for the Rock Is Not Dead 3 Festival coming up August 28th and 29th at the Prince Band Room in St. Kilda, Melbourne. This is going to be an absolutely huge event. I am so jealous that I can't be there, but you know what? I'm going to be living vicariously through you. And this time around, we caught up with Anthony from the band Warbirds. Like I said, the last band that we've been able to catch up with on this bill. We've talked to everybody else on there. So, what do you say? We catch up with Anthony. We step inside that Rock Talk studio and see what's going on with the Warbirds on this edition of Rock Talk with CGCM Rock Radio and Rock Is Not Dead Australia. And here we go, Rockaholics, another edition of CGCM Rock Radio, Rock Talk with Rock Is Not Dead Australia. This time around, we are joined by Anthony from the band Warbirds, joining us from Australia. How you doing, my friend?
Good, man. How are you?
I am very good, thank you. And thank you for taking time out of your day to
Pleasure.
join us.
Thanks for making time as well, man. It goes both ways.
It's always a pleasure to talk to artists. So give us the story of Warbirds, my friend.
All right. Well, long story short, I founded the band. It was about 2010 to 2012, around that time. A couple of mates of mine and myself organised. So we'll do a three-piece hard rock, like a power trio.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, I've had a few lineup changes over the years, naturally. And yeah, it's been a colourful, let's say, last 6-7 years, with COVID throwing a spanner in the works. So we had our debut album finished late 2019, and 2020 was looking really good, and obviously everything kind of hit the wall, especially here in Melbourne. Well, everywhere, I shouldn't say especially here, but everywhere. But we did cop it here. And yeah, so we shelved that album for a few years, and then we ended up touring it and went to the UK, did a few weeks there, and had a really good tour up there. And now we're back in the studio, kind of recording, and about to drop a few singles all throughout the years. So, but we're primarily, inspired by everything from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, all the good stuff from Zeppelin to Soundgarden, Van Halen, and it's a real mixture of good melodic hard rock with a bit of a twist, a bit of a proggy twist here and there. So it's yeah.
You've just answered about 4 of my questions right there.
All right, see you later. Nice
Hey,
chatting.
good talking. So one thing I did want to talk about, though, is you're talking about some new music. You've got a new album coming down the pipe.
Yep.
But
Yep.
one of the projects that I've really been excited about that you guys have been involved with is the Electric Funeral tribute to Black
Yeah, man.
Sabbath album. Now, you guys are doing Fairies Wear Boots. Now, did you guys pick that, or did the label say, "Hey, here's the song we want you to do"?
No, we picked that. So basically, we recorded most of our stuff with a good friend of mine, Matt Robbins from Colour Sound Studios. And through Matt, we met a gentleman called John Raptis, who runs Rue Morgue Records, and he primarily does vinyl releases. And we had a Warbird song that was featured on one of his compilations, and obviously after the tragedy, of Ozzy passing away, obviously it hit a nerve for probably everybody. I said in the hard rock, heavy metal kind of world, and he wanted to do a tribute to Oz, and he hit us up early on, and we had a couple of songs up there that we wanted to do, but we did pick Fairies Wear Boots. Initially, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. was the one we were kind of pushing for, because that song's brilliant and full on, you know.
Hmm.
And it was between Iron Man and Ferris Wheel Boots. It was a no-brainer. Even my friends that I've grown up with have known me for years. So you guys need to play that song, and it worked out great. It was just me and Luch, our drummer, and yeah, it was awesome. We kind of nutted out in a few rehearsal sessions, and we went back to see Matt, and he played bass on the track, and it came up awesome. I'll send it to you once we get off. I'll send you. It's finished. It's ready. It's mastered. It's good to go. So you can have a pre-release listen.
Very, very cool. And it's cool that you're
Yeah.
mentioning Matt Robbins there. We've interviewed
Yep.
him from
Yep.
Cicada Stone, and I'm going to be talking
Yep.
to him in a little bit down the road as well.
Excellent.
But let's talk about another big thing that's coming up this time around August 28th and
Yep.
29th in Melbourne
Yep.
at the Prince Band Room. I'm talking about Rock Is Not Dead 3. That is going to be absolutely huge.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's all local bands, obviously statewide. Oh, sorry, countrywide. We've got bands coming from all the way from Perth and Queensland. And for us, we had a pretty quiet year last year. We're kind of regrouping. There was a bit going on, behind the scenes, but family, work, career things. There was a bit of a crossroads there. And so I'm super excited to release new music. I'm hungry, and I'm really ready. I've built a studio in the backyard in my garage, and so that's where we rehearse and do some demoing there now. So it's good to have a dedicated space to create and vent and make noise, and not, not get in trouble. But yeah, we're really excited about that. We've got a couple of warm-up gigs leading up to that show in August. So we're playing at a place called Musicland, which is local, not too far from me, for a bit of a warm-up gig, and also Cherry Bar the week after. That's late May, early June.
Hmm.
And then we're pumped to be playing probably one of my favorite venues, the Prince Band Room. It just sounds awesome. It's a great room, a great green room for the bands behind the stage. It's loud, it's clear, it's awesome. It's one of my favorite places to play in St Kilda. It's in a great spot. So yeah, we can't wait. We can't wait.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah, yeah, right, man. It's time to come down, man.
Absolutely,
Get
absolutely.
a
I
ticket.
mean,
I've got a room here for you. I can stay here.
right on, right on. So, how would overall though? How would you describe your sound, the sound of Warbirds?
It's familiar yet fresh. It's something. Uh, it's a unique flavor. One thing I loved is when we tracked this Fairies Wear Boots song is, and I sent it to some friends in the UK that we met when we did that tour, and they met us then and met our music then, and they said it sounds awesome because it sounds like Warbirds. So it's a very honest production. There's not 20 guitars in there and synths and things like that. It's a proper hard rock trio. Use backing tracks or anything like that. And Yeah, it's a heavy hard rock sound, with familiar yet new melodies. So we incorporate all the great influences that we all love, but I've given it my own guitar playing style. So well, I'm a huge Van Halen fan. And everything around that kind of era. I also love Dream Theater and some of that more proggy stuff as well. So I like to implement some of those influences and create my own sound instead of directly using parts, and you can go, oh,
Yeah.
that sounds like Steve O, that sounds like whatever. So, my goal is to sound like me playing. Yeah, so I think anyone that likes heavy hard rock, um, melodic metal, pop rock will enjoy Warbirds.
Excellent. Now, you've touched on the fact that you're a three-piece band, and we've established the fact that you're a three-piece. But what is it about three pieces that it? I don't know. Are three-piece bands classic overachievers? Because you get you guys out on the stage, three-piece bands, and it sounds like there's six people. I mean, you got Rush that did it,
That's the goal.
Triumph,
Yep.
ZZ Top,
Cream, yeah, cream
Cream,
are the
exactly.
yeah. Um, Yeah, look, I think it's an honest representation of the musicians playing up in the band. You're not hiding behind multiple guitars or anything like that. So when you lock in, it feels awesome. And the goal is to sound bigger. If there's four or five people on stage, there's a bit of an art to it. It was difficult at the start, especially because I'm singing as well.
Right.
So one of my big influences is Richie Kotzen, with the
Yeah.
Winery Dogs, especially that band. I love him, and I don't try to copy him or anything like that, but I try use his inspiration and technique to execute, good guitar playing and good singing, at the same time. But Cream, I also love Cream. They're so raw. You don't realize it's that old. It's
Yeah.
from the 60s, man. And there was no distortion pedals or fuzz pedals. These guys had amps turned up to 10, and it was very honest. They got nothing to hide behind.
No.
Good luck for a band doing that today. It's
Yeah,
hard, man.
exactly.
And so you got to give credit to them. They're 50 plus years ago.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And I just literally stumbled across a copy of Disraeli Gears at the used
Yeah,
record store the
man.
other day. So it's like, yep, that's
Yeah.
coming home with me.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm going to put that on today as well, man. Yeah, so and that kind of excuse me, hit a nerve with me when I was in my teens, and I was a good player. When I started playing, I knew I had natural skills, and then I listened to Cream and obviously Jimi Hendrix is a
Oh
you
yeah.
know monster three piece. You forget that's a three-piece band. So I
Yep.
love it. I love the challenge and I love the reward.
Yeah,
And also, go on.
even the Rory Gallagher band,
Yeah,
the classic lineup of himself and
Beast.
and and Jerry on bass and the drummer, just
Yeah.
absolutely massive sound too.
Yep. Look, it's nice. I mean, I've played a few cover bands and stuff over the last couple of years. It is cool to bounce off another guitarist. It's fun. Like I enjoy the connection, and
Mhm.
I love playing. I love music and musicians. Um, but there is something, it's dangerous, you know. So when you mess up, you know about it, and when you do something good, you know about it too.
So speaking of messing up on stage, have you had like a Spinal Tap moment on stage where
No, man. I'm trying to think. I've had this question many times, and I don't have any. Actually, I've got one. I've got one.
okay.
We played a gig, and I didn't read the set list properly. I had the set list. It was the same set list we've been using. I'm not sure what happened, but we played a gig in rural Victoria. Yeah, I think it was in Maui, and I started packing up when there was one song left. So I'm unplugging all my pedal board. I've turned my amp off, and the guys are still standing there. I'm like, man, then we're not doing an encore. Like we've got to get off. And I've turned everything off, and they're watching me for a couple of minutes on stage when you're not doing what you should be doing. It seems like a lifetime. And yeah, I packed up, but they go, "What are you doing?" I said, "They're like, there's another song." Oh shit! So I'm quickly, I'm on my hands and knees. I've got my guitar off, plugging everything back in to play one more song.
Oh,
That
that's
is
that.
it. That only happened, I think, probably a year and a half ago, or a couple of years ago now. But I haven't had a thing where I fell off a stage, or I dropped my guitar and it snapped, or I haven't really had a full-on spinal tap moment before.
Well, that's
But
good.
that one was it. That's pretty good.
That's good. Knock on wood. That.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So
But that
do
that felt shit because people are watching me and I'm looking at them going thanks, and I'm giving them thumbs up, thinking thanks for.
yeah, yeah.
And yeah, I was ready to go get a beer and a hamburger.
There you go. Thinking with your
Yeah,
stomach.
yeah, this is it.
So, what's the one piece of advice you'd like to pass on to a new band that's just starting out that you wish you had have gotten back at the beginning?
Um, okay, just keep playing, keep writing songs. Um, I find as you get older and you have more responsibilities, but you've got mortgages, jobs,
Yeah.
bills, and everything. That's a bit, it gets in the way of productivity and creativity. And so I remember as a kid, my teens, when I honed the craft of playing guitar, and I was started to write some pretty good songs. Obviously, the more songs you write, theoretically speaking, the better they should be.
Mm.
But I mean, I've written songs in my early 20s about breaking up with a girlfriend or something that I can't replicate today. It was because you just sat there. There's nothing else going on except for that emotion, that feeling, and you're in the zone, and you can switch off. And it's easier to do when you're younger. Yeah. Um, and buy good gear. Don't skimp on good quality amplifiers, guitars, cables. Buy the good stuff. Buy it once. You know, um, don't buy a shitty amp because it's cheap and then you have issues with it and breaks down and sounds average. Save your money. Buy the good stuff straight away and sound good as soon as possible. And
There you
play.
go.
Just don't stop. Don't stop playing.
There you go.
Yeah.
That is absolutely perfect. Now, what is your damn I wish I wrote that song? The song that maybe comes on your playlist or the radio, you hear it, and you're
Oh,
like, damn, I wish I
dude.
wrote that.
Dude, like one of my all-time favorite songs is "Dreams" by Van Halen. So as a kid,
Oh
when I
yeah.
heard that, it kind of really hit a nerve. But a song that I wish I'd written. Um, I love some early Zeppelin stuff like Ramble On is such a cool song. Um, Lit Up by Buck Cherry, I thought that's such a cool song to have written and performing that. Like I love that song. Um, Firewoman by The Cult is another one. It's
Oh
just such a
yeah.
cool song. I'm a huge Cult fan. I had a massive phase, years ago with Cult. Just that's all I listened to. What a wicked song to say, hey guys, bring this to the table. So that's just a few to mention. Van Halen, I'm a huge Van Halen fan. So any Van Halen song, I wish I wrote.
So the only rule in this game is every answer you give has to be in the form of a wrong answer.
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
here we go. Who did the song Sweet Child of Mine?
Fleetwood Mac,
Who's the lead singer of AC/DC?
Barbara Streisand.
We would have also accepted Nana Muscuri on that one, I think.
Yeah, that was my next guess.
What country are scorpions from?
Peru.
Who's the drummer of Led Zeppelin?
Ronald McDonald.
What Canadian band wrote Tom Sawyer?
Crowded House.
There you go. Oh, I'm impressed at that one. You win right there.
Oh, beautiful.
We'll do one more here. Who's the lead
Sure.
singer? Who's the lead singer of Aerosmith?
Courtney Love.
There you go.
Nana Muscuri as well on the side.
There you go. Anthony from the band Warbirds.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take an extra minute and shamelessly self-promote the band.
I'm Anth, lead singer and guitarist in Warbirds. Check us out on all your social platforms, Warbirds Rock. Thank you so much, and hope to speak soon, man.
Very, very cool. And don't forget, guys, click that like, share, subscribe, support Warbirds, support Rock Is Not Dead Australia, and support CGCM Rock Radio. And we'll catch you next time on another edition of Rock Talk.